So, what is normal diastolic and what is normal?
Yeah, the normal diastolic is actually 80.
Okay.
80 to 85. Or 8. Because some persons do have 70, though it's still normal with them. But when you begin to see above 90, then such persons are beginning to break beyond normal range.
Okay, so if I had a check now and I'm reading 125 over 80, I'm okay.
Very okay.
Okay, so which one is low?
When systolic, it tends to drift below 100. Extremely below. Like the patient I'm handling now, when we check it, it was 70 over 65. I do not know that person is on a condition called hypotension.
Okay.
I know the popular one is
hypertension. Everybody knows hypertension.
But hypotension is also in existence.
Yeah.
But because it's rare, it's not that popular.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about. There are some certain patients you check them, you'll be surprised. So I have to begin to keep the patient on the medication. You understand? To actually see, and in that point, sometimes you see that it's even more dangerous than hypertension, because you can drift into shock. Shock is that there's no adequate supply of oxygen, of blood nutrients, or nutrients into your organ. And what you see next is that their leg will getting cold. Even brain can fail. You see, most of the time you see them telling you that they are having dizziness, they will turn to this as if the whole earth is turning and all those things. So the reason is that the brain has started complaining. Okay. So they could not maintain balance. Okay. Hypertension, now you can take it for long, but hypotension, which we have it too long, it can claim one's life.
Serious? Okay. There's this latest trend, women, there's a lot on them now. Work, business, childcare, church, and everything around them is kind of, some people have to wake up like 4 every day, and they're working all through. Even at night, they're busy, they're stressed, and then there's matrimonial issues, everything weighing on them, and we're having so many cases now of women just slumping and dying.
Yeah.
And some of the issues, we see it postpartum, immediately after childbirth, and it's common in people who have had 2 or 3. Maybe by the 4th one or the 3rd one, a woman comes back from the hospital and there's loads of work to do. So she starts trying to do things, and before you know it, the blood pressure is high. Yeah. So such persons now, seeing the other effects of blood pressure drugs that some affect the kidney, and then some people, once they are on it, their body gets dependent, it cannot regulate itself again. Is it a reasonable thing to just immediately you read something like that, they always tell you, madam, we can put you on some low dose blood pressure drugs and so on. Is it a reasonable thing to do, or is there another way you've handled this kind of issues and you were successful?
Actually, in treatment of hypertension, the first line of treatment is not medicine, it's not drug. Of course, the major problem of hypertension is psychological impact, emotional stress, mechanical stress. Are you with me? Yes. And when you now begin to go into the situation, because when you see someone someone who is disturbed, who's emotionally traumatized, you see, and that person tends to spoil into worriness and all the rest. One of the things that the body releases into the body is called adrenaline. Okay. That chemical is actually discerned when you see a lion that is about to tear you apart, or when you are fighting. That's when those chemicals are expected to be released. Okay. But because you are being emotionally disturbed and you are worried and all those kind of emotional side effects, your body will begin to supply to you what can knock you out of that mode. You understand? And when you see a sustainable release of such, because what that hormone does is that neurotransmitter, it does is that it will begin to fire up your blood pressure.
Wow.
You understand? So you now discover that you are not maintaining a blood pressure while sitting, while sleeping. Mm-hmm. The blood pressure that is reserved for when you are running. Blood pressure is referred to when you see something dangerous and you want to like escape. So while sleeping, you are running such kind of blood pressure, and it's stressful to your blood system, to your system, body system. That's why I see some persons resulting into stroke.
Yes.
Because that blood pressure, the blood is running at a very high speed across your blood vessels, and your blood vessels, if the integrity of your blood vessels there is not strong, it can burst, leading to the nutrient not coming to your brain, and by the reason of that, stroke can result into, you see some person having a lot of complications that is traceable to hypertension. But the first line is to actually see how can you help the person psychologically. You understand? And the third, like it, you can also keep some kind of ingrediential supplements to reduce, because what those stress does is that it multiply radicals. So like all this vitamin C and all those vitamins, you can avail it to the patient so that those vitamins can trap those radicals and the system will be relieved of tension. So someone who cannot sleep can sleep. You understand? Because one of the complications that follow those kind of, maybe someone who have emotional trauma, is that he become inosmia. He could not sleep at night, and such things is part of what really trigger blood pressure as well.
So we know most nursing mothers are sleep deprived.
So you have to begin to expose the patient to vitamins, especially vitamin C or other vitamins that you know that is an antioxidant, like vitamin E. They are all antioxidants. They trap radicals. So those radicals will be withdrawn from the system. So it will now minimize the tension in the system, so that by the reason of that, the system could stabilize itself.
So what we are learning now is that beyond what people are doing, kind of extreme drugs people are doing, this thing can be controlled with just supplements.
Of course it can.
Successfully
it can.
And you've handled patients that you put through this regimen and they became well.
Severally.
So what would you advise people now, especially women now? The vitamin C, like what strength and what?
1,000 milligram can help. 1,000 milligram can help.
The one with water?
Yes, that's what we call effervescent.
Okay.
The one you drop inside water. You can take it throughout your day by zipping the water little by little. Even most people who tend to have strained schedule, they can also expose themselves to heat. In a way, it's going to help you to share down stress.
Okay.
So, because we talk about women, it's also extended to men who tends to have tight schedule.
Yes.
You are doing night shift, evening shift, afternoon shift.
Men are really occupied.
So, by the reason of that, you can limit the opportunity of you being prone to complications or having all this kind of the topic we are discussing, which is hypertension. So there's I was discussing with a woman, I told her, I said, you don't know how far you are trying to prevent yourself from complications, because every month the woman buy a supplement that even the amount is funny. Do you understand what I'm saying? And she will, at that stage where she is, you see her telling me, her mate has this, and she has not experienced such things.
Because she has been on the proper supplement,
which could be of help.
Okay, thank you so much for availing us of your wisdom.
Yeah.
We hope next time when we sound you out, you'll be available for us.
Of course,
so he has been pharmacist Isaac Alabaye on our interview session.